Hi, welcome back. It has been a hot minute. I took last week off from podcasting because I've just had a rough couple of weeks. I talked a lot about it in my, I've talked about it in my Vlogtober series, so you can have a look there if you want to know why. But anyway, I'm back this week and I actually have quite a few things to show you. Didn't feel like I had done much, but there's been some knitting anyway. So I'm thinking we'll start off with a finished object. I finished the Ovis socks. I haven't blocked them yet though. They are all done and I did those in my own 50-gram skein pure wool yarn. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. The brown one is my own 50-gram skeins of pure wool. It's called Hot Cocoa, I believe I named it. And I've used Rauma Finol for the white and the dark gray for the sheeps. I mean, how darling are those? Can you focus? Oh, come on, there we go. The pattern is by the Petite Knitter. I will link that below, of course. And yeah, I'm really happy with how they turned out. Can't wait to use them. So I'm going to be blocking them later today, and then they will be all done. I've woven in all the ends and all that, so there's only the blocking left. So very happy with those. It was a fun knit. It was a quick knit as well. I did deviate a bit from the pattern because I believe they had a cut-in heel, and I went with a heel flap and gusset because it's simply what I prefer to do. So, but otherwise, a really nice pattern, and you know, those sheeps are just so gorgeous. Next thing I've been working on quite a lot. You do remember my Victorian cape, I'm sure. Still haven't lined it. Hopefully I'll be able to do that before next podcast, but no promises. I've got a lot of stuff to do. But I mentioned I also wanted to make like a bag for it, a handbag, so I've been working on that. I haven't stitched up the bottom yet. I've just put my plastic toothpicks in to keep it together, just because it was easier to see how long I wanted to make it. So I think this is one of the projects I've been working on the most for these past couple of weeks. And this is just a simple tube basically, so I'll be, I guess, knitting that much more. I'll call it a day, and I'll just stitch up the bottom, line it, put the handles on, and that's it. This one does not have a pattern. I just cast on, I don't remember how many stitches, even 120 maybe. And this is also knit in pure wool, which this is the very first yarn I ever dyed, these two. So I had a couple of those skeins laying around, and that's why I wanted to make something fun, something autumny. And I started doing the cape, and then decided I would do like a matching handbag for it. So this yarn is not something that is available in my shop or anywhere, because it's a one of a kind. It was from practicing dyeing. Oh, I'm sorry, I got so much fluff in my face. Oh, good heavens. So yay. Had a lot of fun making this as well. I'm just knitting one row in stockinette, and then on the next row I lift one and I knit one and I lift one and I knit one all the way around, and alternate like that. And I do 2 rows of the green, and I'll do 2 rows of the orange. And that's what I'm doing all the time, which gives you this fabric, which I think is very, very nice, very autumny. So loving that. I have a very big mess on my desk here, so I'm trying to not jumble everything so it falls down to the floor. What else? Let's stick to knitting. I did cast on a new pair of socks. I desperately need more socks. And I Oops, things are falling. Using, actually got 2 skeins of this so I can show you. This is from Chromatic Yarns. It's the Aura of Vitality Sparkle Sock. I mean, look at that color. It is so gorgeous. I just fell head over heels in love with it when I saw it in her web shop, and I've been following Hannah on her YouTube for several years now, actually. So I got first 1 skein, and when I got it in the mailbox, I just fell even more in love with it because it was even more gorgeous in person. So I ordered another one. So now I made a mess here. Caked up one, and I am knitting a simple pair of socks. It knits up very, very lovely. I mean, look at that fabric. I'm just doing a simple 2x2 ribbing, no particular pattern, just my standard sock pattern, so to speak, that lives only in my head. So I do a 2x2 ribbing, and I'll do a heel flap and gusset and just a regular foot. That's all. This yarn didn't need anything else because it was just, it's so gorgeous in itself that I felt that I don't have to do a pattern, because it's the yarn is the star here. I'll let it shine on its own. Oh, excuse me. So that is happening, and it was a treat for sure. It's I mean, Hannah and the Corner of Craft is based in England, Nottingham, England, and that means being outside of the EU. I have to pay a lot extra to get it to Sweden, so it's very expensive. It's a very fancy, expensive yarn. So it's a treat for sure. And speaking of hand-dyed yarns, I have actually hand-dyed some yarns myself today. I've had a couple of weeks where I haven't been able to do much due to health reasons. But today I've been able to dye yarn, so I have actually dyed up my Autumn Leaves colorway. I'll insert a picture here. I did that on my sparkle sock base, and I've also dyed, or attempted to dye anyway, the same colorway on mohair, which is the first time ever. I've never dyed on mohair at all before, and not this colorway obviously either. So I have attempted to do that today, and as you can see on the picture, there is a huge difference between, you know, you use the exact same technique for both bases, but they turn out so different from each other. So I'm really excited to see what it'll look like once I've rinsed the yarn and dried it and all that. So but yeah, so that'll be coming in the web shop as well. Links can be found below as usual. I'm sorry, I think my tongue hasn't quite recovered yet from whatever it was I suffered from. Also, I forgot to tell you, the Chromatic Yarns sock lives in this sock bag. This is one of my own, and you can find that in the web shop as well. So, you know, pop in, have a look. There's a lot of other bags as well, which actually, let's do a small segue here before I continue to more knitting, because I've got more project bags coming up. I just bought the most amazing fabrics from Spoonflower, which I absolutely love, and I try to support makers there as often as I can. How's this one? This is kind of a Halloween-y style fabric. So I want to make project bags. I'm hoping to be able to to make some this weekend, because, you know, it's almost Halloween. I want them in my shop before Halloween. So these will be coming, and I got these ghost horses. How cool is that? I just also fell head over heels in love with this fabric the second I saw it, and I just knew I had to have it. So that's coming as well. And how adorable is that? I just love that blue base and those darling cute bats. And the little hearts and flowers and stuff. So that's coming as well. So hopefully I will be able to do a whole bunch of project bags over the weekend. I don't think I'll be able to finish or to make all 3 fabrics over the weekend, but I will sure attempt. Yeah, so that's coming. What else? Yeah, more knitting. I feel like I'm kind of rushing through here, but I'm feeling slightly stressed because I'm trying to film this before my kids come home from school and the whole house will just explode. Here's a project that has been hibernating for a while because I had to take a break. Let's see if I can find a pattern as well. There it is. I had to take a break from it to finish a bunch of Christmas gifts that I wanted to send with my send home with my sister and her husband when they visited in August. So I put this project aside. It is the Shrug Again by Cozy Up Knits. And I just picked it up again now during the past couple of weeks. And I haven't knit much yet. It's very, very red. I've been feeling, since I've not been feeling well, I've kind of been having this need for happy colors. So, you know, bright pink doesn't get more happy than that. So I picked this up again and I'm doing, I'm deviating from the pattern again because I have a big behind and I wanted it longer because this kind of goes to the waist and then you have like the edging that kind of flares out a bit, but I wanted it longer to cover my butt and then I'll do the edging. And in order to do that I have I did decreases in the back, which I believe are in the pattern. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of hard to hold it at the same time. Wow, my battery died just mid-sentence there. I don't know where I was, but I did most of the upper body and I did the sleeves and all before I put this aside, and I started, can you tell? Maybe I'll do that. Can you see that there is decreases here and then they start to increase again? I don't know if you can tell. I had done some of those and I've just done a few rows now when I picked it up and continued on it because I need to accommodate for my butt. I need to flare it out again before I can add on the edging and to make it cover my behind. Oh, I dropped it back. To make it cover my behind without it, you know, fabric stretching too much to get a good fit. So that's something I've been working on. I picked up, worked a little bit on anyway. And finally, my last project, I believe, I'm looking at my list here. Yeah, my last project of the week, or this podcast, is the Flax Light. And again, I felt an utter need of oh, I forgot to say that I'm doing the Shruggy Gun by Cozy Up Knits in Pink Saffron by Drops. There we go. And I'm actually using the same yarn for this, so I'm attempting to make a Flax Light in cotton, and I am doing these colors. How happy is that? Very. Possibly even too bold for an old lady, which I totally don't care about. Don't give a hoot what anyone thinks. So this is what I've got so far. I haven't knitted too much yet, but can I find a way to show you? There we go. There we go. Now turquoise is my favorite color. and there's the pink and the yellow, and it's just striping it, and I'm doing like these the sections between sections, trying to do like little bit of fancy stuff there, just on the first row with a new color I will knit one and I will just lift one all the way around. Same principle as I used on the knitted bag. So yeah, happy colors for sure, right? I'm not sure if I'm going to make this long sleeved or if I'm going to make it short sleeved, but we'll see. Also, funnily enough, I ordered some clothes for my kids this week. I think the package arrived. Yeah, just recently. Anyway, and I had totally forgotten that I had ordered a pair of pants for myself, summer pants, even though we're in autumn now. But they were on a discount, and they were like, I just thought they were so pretty, and they were pink. And it turns out it is the exact same pink as this one. So I realized that those pants and this sweater are going to match perfectly, and I'm going to look like, I don't know, wandering, happy, whatever. So I'm really looking forward to wearing that, actually. I think I'm gonna wear that when I'm having, like the really low days and you just feel like yuck and all that, and you just really need a pick-me-up. So I think that's a sweater and an outfit for days like that. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to talk too much about my upcoming projects. There are a lot. Some of them I mentioned already several times, and I haven't gotten started on them just yet. I've been trying to redo my studio and my house in general, because it's a really small house and we're kind of crowded here. We really could use about double the space, or I could use a space for my business, a designated area for my business and my podcasts and all that. So it's been a lot lately. But yeah, still working. Got some new projects coming up soon. So, I will be designing a shawl soon, which I've never done before. It's also something new for me. And then I will also have return with a mitten design that I have been working on quite a lot last winter, but then was set aside because I came to a point where I couldn't quite decide what to do next. But those will be finished before Christmas is my intention, and they will. So you'll probably be seeing those next time, I think. Hopefully I'll finish them, have them finished by then. Now my kids will be home any second, so I'm going to round up this vlog, this podcast, and go edit it and hopefully get it uploaded in time for you to see it. I'm filming this on Friday and it's due to be up in a little over 5 hours, so I better get going with this. Anyhow, I hope you have a lovely weekend and get to do a lot of knitting, sewing, crocheting, whatever tickles your fancy, and I'll see you next time. Bye!